Welcome back. It was November 13th, 2022. Students at the University of Idaho were looking forward to the Thanksgiving holiday. And then the unthinkable happened.
Detectives arrested 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger on a warrant for murders of Ethan, Xana, Madison, and Kaylee.
He was stalking them. He was hunting them.
You could tell there was something off about him.
A quadruple homicide in Moscow, Idaho, it's just unheard of.
This is our home. This is our university. This is our community.
These murders have shaken our community, and no arrest will ever bring back these young students.
This was a violation of everything.
4 students found dead inside of their off-campus home. Roommates Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, Xana's boyfriend, had all been brutally stabbed to death. But the question was, who had done it? Well, police in Moscow, Idaho spent the holidays piecing together the crime and searching for the killer. Bryan Kohberger was finally arrested on December 30th. He's now serving 4 life sentences in an Idaho prison with a target on his back. Apparently, the other prisoners don't like him very much. And Kohberger has reportedly threatened to harm himself if he's not transferred to a new section of the prison. But his latest complaint? The food, especially the bananas. Let's talk about this. Let's bring in criminologist, author, and professor at St. Thomas University, someone who's followed this case from the very beginning, Dr. Debbie Goodman. Good morning, Dr. Debbie. Always wonderful to see you. And I know you're thinking about these victims, as you always do. This was a crime that wrecked their holidays and the lives of their surviving family members, you know, for forever. I mean, this just, the way these families were put on, you know, pins and needles from the 13th all the way into the new year. I'm sure this time of year, it's probably just awful for them to have that reminder. Your thoughts, please, Doctor.
Yes, Julie, good morning. I agree with you. I think in this case and other high-profile cases of mass murder, serial murder, these killers are so intentional, Julie, about the day, the date, so no doubt about it. He intended to do this during Thanksgiving, Christmas time, the whole holiday period, which is such a favorite and favored time of year among people around the globe. But Julie, interestingly, I have another theory that we've not discussed in the 3 years about why he selected this date and recalled the savage slaughter of November 13th. But his birthday, Julie, Bryan Kohberger's birthday, is November 21st. I believe that he wanted to be a murderer by his 28th birthday, hence why he also took that disgusting, despicable selfie hours after.
Wow. Dr. Debbie, I have chills. I have chills hearing you say that. You know, and here's what's interesting. Recently, a law enforcement officer close to the case investigation has said that Bryan Kohberger is apparently reaching out to other serial killers from the prison. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you.
Right. I believe what that speaks to, Julie, is again these words that we know describe him, the grandiosity, the narcissism. This individual has just such an inflated sense of self that he's almost taking pride and pleasure in being among this despicable club of killers. So I believe he walked into this maximum security prison thinking he's some type of VIP inmate that other inmates will bow down toward and respect, but quite the contrary, particularly with your other statement about his complaints about food.
Right. What's that about? Could we talk about that? I understand that he's vegan, nothing wrong with that, but who doesn't like bananas? I mean, have you ever met a vegan who doesn't like bananas? What's his problem? Do you think it's just he's finding something wrong with everything he's given?
Yeah, I really think, Julie, all of this speaks to the capital C. For Bryan Kohberger, everything and anything is about control. He is absolutely without control in this environment. He thought he controlled the whole narrative of what he did to Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, Xana, and he cannot control one thing while he is in protective custody. So he is writing complaint after complaint, trying to get his location moved. I'm sure he read a corrections textbook that spoke to, the best ways to request or get oneself moved from one environment to the next, and hence why he's trying to indicate potential self-harm, and I don't believe him.
Right. Dr. Debbie, for someone like this, did it make it more thrilling for him to have this happen around the time of the holiday season when, as you said, it's a time of joy for most?
I believe so, Julie. I believe that dual intent. Yes, the holiday season, similarly where I'm from, Florida, Nicholas Cruz, he killed 17 students at a high school. What day did he pick? Valentine's Day. So I know you'll be running the segment with other killers and the selectivity of their dates, but I actually think he wanted to bring, grim and dim to what's such a light and bright time of year, but he also wanted to be a killer by his birthday.
Yeah, wow. I think that is a great theory, Dr. Debbie. One I haven't heard postured by anybody. You're the first. I really hope you write a book on this case, and I hope you'll come back as we continue our Spotlight segment with the 12 days of holiday crimes. Thanks so much, Dr. Debbie.